going to start it in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to Industry Reactions. Industry Reactions is a weekly briefing on industry events, changes, and future trends that impact your business. We are your hosts, Kelly Kimball and Jeff Martin from ChemPoint. You can find Industry Reactions on YouTube, LinkedIn, and as a podcast. For those watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and smash that like button. We plan on discussing the issues that impact the global industry and help you uncover new opportunities. We hope this will provide market intelligence that will help keep you ahead of changing conditions.
Right, this is our weekly touch points on all the global shipping delays. Even though U.S. manufacturing activity slowed in October, with all the industries reporting record long lead times for raw materials and really stretched supply chains continue to constrain economic activity early here in the fourth quarter. The shortages in the chemical industry worsened over the last quarter, with most distributors reporting out of stock for at least one of their imported items. If the shortage of ingredients is vital enough, some cargo owners are shipping them via plane. So even like Coca-Cola's importing citric acid via plane right now because of the issues with that.
That would be expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody's saying that this is probably going to continue for at least the next 12 months, according to a lot of supply chain experts.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I have friends that have been shopping for Christmas for months already.
Yeah, I still can't find a PS5. So.
Same. Yeah. Well, good luck. All right, this has been all over the news. After months of negotiations, Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives have finally secured enough votes on November 5th to pass a $550 billion infrastructure bill. President Biden plans to sign the bill at a November 15th ceremony. This legislation was cleared by the Senate back in August, but it was stalled due to objections from progressives who wanted to also pair it with a $1.75 trillion social spending bill. This measure is not just about money for roads, bridges, rails, and rural broadband, but it's also likely to boost demand for chemical products needed in infrastructure development, including materials used in electric vehicle and battery industries. However, the chemical industry is also not thrilled that the legislation will also reinstate a tax on chemicals to help raise funds for cleaning up hazardous waste sites under the Superfund program.
Yeah, that Superfund tax is really controversial, but hopefully the economic growth on the other side really offsets any how that would hamper growth at all.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Next up, the U.S. government has projected the global oil market will become oversupplied in the next 12 months. So even though that it's kind of hurting us right now, we see gas prices going up. Hopefully those will fall as that oil production increases. The White House may tap into the nation's energy reserves to kind of even that flow over the next 12 months, though. The U.S. benchmark crude will fall below $80 a barrel by December and reach as low as $62 by the end of next year, is what some of the projections say.
It's great news. I've been seeing lots of ads for the electric vehicles. I think more and more people have been starting to think of those, especially with the rising gas prices. But maybe we can put that off for a few more years.
Yeah, and I think you just see a lot more variety in electric vehicles as well. So I think that's a lot of consumers to consider them now, and they maybe wouldn't have in the past.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen trucks, which blows my mind. I never thought you'd see an electric truck.
You get the Ford's F-150, and then I think it's Evonik had their IPO this week as well, or last week, for the other electric truck manufacturer.
It's crazy. Soon we'll have flying cars. During the week that ended November 6th, chemical railcar traffic in North America increased 0.9% from the previous week and 6.4% year over year. This is according to data released on November 11th by the Association of American Railcars. For the year-to-date change, chemical railcar traffic in North America was up 4.4% from 2020 and 0.3% from 2019. Volume for the week totaled 46,853 carloads. That is a lot of rail cars.
Yeah, if the if we were having only supply constraints, I think volume would be up a lot more. But
Yep,
I think
that's a very good point.
Yeah. All right, next up in new product introductions and company announcements. Evonik announced it has developed an efficient chemical recycling process for converting flexible polyurethane foams back into the original polyol raw material. So Evonik's new hydrolysis recycling process has the potential to achieve circularity, which is important in the flexible polyurethane foam industry. Can't say that fast, excuse me. As the next phase of development, Evonik will scale up trials of its new process, which has been further strengthened by its partnership with the Vita Group, a leading provider of value-added and differentiated flexible polyurethane foam products. Evonik's solution will contribute to the global industry sustainability expectations of reducing waste and increasing the use of renewable raw materials.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, so I guess one of their first sources of polyurethane foams are for mattresses. And so they were saying how many mattresses are replaced every year. And it's pretty astounding the volume that it currently isn't recycled.
Yeah, I'm sure. I need a new mattress right now, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Dazzling bright white chocolate, destined to be a big hit on Instagram, is the new brainchild of Cargill. Cargill is drawing inspiration from the adage that you eat with your eyes. The new whiter than white chocolate line has been created to help transform sweet treats into real eye catchers with added visual intensity. To achieve this extraordinary white color, Cargill engineers first carefully selected ingredients and used patented proprietary processes to lighten the color profile. However, the company is not revealing exactly what makes the new white chocolate whiter than traditional white. Historically, white chocolate was actually cream colored. A Cargill commissioned consumer test shows nearly 20% of consumers identify visual appearance as a critical factor influencing their choice to purchase, and 92% voted bright white as noticeably whiter than other white chocolate on the market. Pretty cool. I know that white chocolate isn't supposed to be as good for you as dark chocolate, but I'm excited to see whiter than white. It's appealing. I get it.
What's funny is we actually had an informal survey around my house recently because we got some of the peppermint white chocolate, and which is one of my favorite and my kids' favorite, and my wife does not like white chocolate.
Oh.
So, and my kids and I prefer it. So I guess we're gonna have to compete for the white chocolate and leave all
more for you guys.
Exactly. Well, more dark chocolate for her, I guess.
Yes.
Next up, Jonathan Matthey has been working to commercialize its range of nickel cathode materials, mainly for that automotive sector that we were talking about before with the electric vehicles. But they reviewed that business and they basically decided to exit that business and not put any more investment there. So even though battery materials demand is accelerating, competition from alternative technologies and other manufacturers led them to make that decision. So even though it had strategic partnerships, had made a lot of investment there, it's decided to exit that business.
All right. Next up, Flint Hills Resources will transfer its propylene business to Invista. This will transfer effectively January 1st of 2022. The move includes the Flint Hills Resources Houston and Longview, Texas chemical facilities and support employees. Ownership of the pipelines that supply these facilities will also transfer to Invista. They will continue to be operated by the Flint Hills Resources under contract.
Interesting. Next up, Wacker Chemical is acquiring 60% stake in the Chinese specialty silane manufacturer Seco Performance Materials for a purchase price of $137 million. Founded in 2013, Seco Performance Materials produces a range of organofunctional silanes at their manufacturing facility in the Chinese province of Shandong, which are used in the construction, automotive, semiconductor, and electronics industries. The company, which is one of the leading suppliers in this field, has grown strongly in recent years and has annual sales of over 54 million euros.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this week's edition of Industry Reactions. We'll return next week with a fresh batch. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay thirsty.
Thanks, everyone.